Hello, this is Real World Audio, and this will be a story time because I have received a question about how my voice of Lancelot speakers sound with non-classical music. And I think this is a quite interesting topic for many of you because this is not just about my speakers here, but it also reflects a little bit on active cabinet loudspeaker, so where the cabinet is not designed to be inert, but it's designed to uh, move with the sound. And I don't want to go now again into a inert versus live cabinet debate because that is a tremendously large subject, and actually it deserves a lot of attention, because even if you just decide to go to the store and pick up a live cabinet or an inert cabinet, most of them are not designed properly and they are not using the strength of the design. Especially live cabinets, they none of the live cabinets I've run across truly utilize the benefits of the technology. And in fact we have such popularity of the inert cabinets today because the live cabinets of the past were just horribly executed, most of them. And so in my on my channel I've been presenting to you how to properly go on about building your live loudspeaker cabinets and what they can do for you. And it seems that now I could get it through that it's really a wonderful choice for playing classical music, and probably your best bet if you want to listen to things like violin or guitar or double bass or cello, even human vocals. And but what about pop music? Because a lot of us listen to pop music. And actually I went on about and just took a bunch of notes for myself to write down what I think of its sound. Thinking of music I recently listened to on the Voice of Lancelots, and just how what my impression of them versus listening to on an inert system. And I did this basically because I tend to jump around, and then I end up missing out on half of the things I wanted to say. So now I just have a cheat sheet for me, which is unusual because all of my videos are non-scripted. I just press record and just say what's on my mind. I never censor anything, even though most of my videos are not live sessions, but basically they are live sessions because they are just live takes, and you get what I say. I never cut anything out of them. You just get exactly things as they are. So now let's go on about what I think of it. So as a preface, because I might just ramble on and it can become several videos. So what I will be describing will be these bigger categories that I set up for non-classical music that I listen to. One of them is dance music category, another is ambient music, and then big one, movies, and then trance, rave, house, large scale electronica. So that kind of music, which is like a big sound music, popular current mainstream, and classic popular music. So before I go into any of this, I can say that with the Voice of Lancelot, I am listening to a lot more popular music than I used to. So with all of my previous live cabinets that were not this live, they were closer to an inert cabinet, but even though they are still live, but they are not utilizing the advantages of live cabinets. So the Voice of Lancelot is built around being live and be designed on top of that. every other cabinet that I had is just kind of like a live cabinet, but I did not know at that time how to incorporate it fully into the design, because some of them I designed them myself, but I had much less knowledge on how to design, especially my void pipes. I designed it like when I was really a newbie, just starting up with audio, and it's not my design. It's Paul Voigt's design, almost €100 design, and I just built it as a live cabinet. And so basically, with every other live cabinet I used, I just went for classical music with most of them. But it's the voice of Lancelot that was truly a gigantic explosion in the non-classical area. And I can say that that it's happening because partially they are ambient loudspeakers. They create ambient sound which resembles much more the natural propagation of sound that we get in life. And although this is not a perfect argument by itself, because for example with the void pipes, I could set them up in a way that they gave such in my previous place where I lived before I moved here. I could set them up in a way that you did not need to sit in the sweet spot. You could move around the room anywhere. You could go even out to the bathroom. You could lay down on the floor, go to the corner, doesn't matter. When I put on Jazz at the Pawn Shop, it still felt exactly that I am at the venue where they recorded Jazz at the Pawn Shop, or maybe not there. I never was there at the venue. But what I used to do is I listened to Jazz at the Pawn Shop after going to the Dragon upstairs where Tartosh was playing jazz music with his band, and I was there and I listened to it as an audio file from the table where we are. I was listening to the background sounds of other people talking, messing around, glasses clinking, and a cashier doing his job, and things like that. And I walked around and listened to how they sound from different spots. I went out to the bathroom and listened how it sounds from the bathroom. And I did the exact same thing right after the concert. I went home, put on Jazz at the Pawn Shop, and I was listening to for the sound cues how it sounds. And it sounded exactly the same. It was about 3 dB quieter, which was actually for me something excellent, because I thought that my friends, they just played a little too loud at the Dragon upstairs, and it would have been a perfect experience if they tuned down the volume just a smidgen. And I got that in my home, so it was a better experience than the live jazz concert, because there was a bothering feature, that music being too loud there, just a tad bit too loud, and I didn't need to deal with it at home. But when I walked around in the house, I could go right in between the speakers, and it felt that I am on the stage and the musicians playing around me. So even though those are not true omnidirectional speakers, but certain recordings that were recorded excellent, it still could render a phenomenal stage without being forced to a sweet spot where almost 100% of the loudspeakers force you. However, after I moved with those exact same speakers in this room, I couldn't achieve that. And I had about a dozen rooms where I set up those speakers, and only in 2 rooms it could do that perfect ambient sound. In the majority of rooms, it sounded really, really good, but you had still a much wider sweet spot than anything else, but you needed to sit on a couch and maybe like a 3 meter place, or sit between the speakers. But if you went outside and you were walking around, then the sound stage didn't hold that much. And also, if I played recordings that were not recorded with such great soundstage, then it fell apart. However, now the thing with these loudspeakers, these omnis, that even in this room where just about any other loudspeaker fails to produce a three-dimensional space, big one, they still fill up my room. And when I play inert cabinets, they cannot fill up the room. They force me. They're right there in the couch, and I have to sit there, and the sound stage is in front of me, but I feel that it's a stage. And when you have a sound stage, it's always artificial. It's always different from real music. You go to a real venue and you realize it has nothing to do with the sound stage that a stereo gives to you. Even if that stereo set you back $3 million, it's still just giving you a stage and not a real life all encompassing experience. Because for real instrument, and it doesn't matter if they're classical instruments or they're pop or jazz, you have the people, the bodies playing in front of you, but they radiate out sound to the entire room, and the room is giving you part of the experience, and that part is missing from every single inert cabinet I listen to. It doesn't mean that inert cabinets cannot portray a wonderful stage in front of you, a wonderful specific stage, but it's quite different from a live experience. And that's why Nelly was saying that right away when they turn on a typical audiophile system with inert cabinets, from the first second on, it's clear that it's a recording, that it's an audiophile system and it's not the real deal. And and part of what I've been missing with those systems, with those inner systems, is their inability to play dance music. So if you put on dance music, then there are some systems that can portray dance music pretty well, so they are foot tapping, but to a limited degree. Not that good. But with the voice of Lancelots, let's see what I wrote down about it. Latino music, tango music, zumba, it's a mega blast. Moves feet like nothing I heard. Adrenaline, sensuality, or deep emotions through the roof. Listening to Latino music makes me feel as if I'm back to South America. That's because I used to live in Brazil. The culture is coming through, not just sound and empty shell of music. Because even on good systems that are inert cabinets, even if they are foot tapping, something is missing. And if you play especially like music from Brazil, like bossa nova and things like that, something is missing there. You are getting like very high detail, resolution, everything, but the heart is not there, and I don't, it doesn't bring me back to Brazil. But when I put it on in the walls, it's just like, wow, I'm back there. It's not just giving me a shell, but it's giving me the heart and the soul behind it. And some of you might be saying that I'm just imagining these things because it's colored and smudged and smidged, but not at all. These walls, they are incredibly transparent. There is no noticeable transformation that they do. They are the number one loudspeaker where I cannot get their sound. What do they sound like? I have no clue, because I haven't found yet two different recordings where I get the same sonic signature from them. The only thing I have noticed with the voice is that they present me a full music, an immersive experience, that music is happening, but is like a specific tone coloration, that do I hear a specific frequencies being there in excess, or is there a specific frequency dip, or is it doing specific alteration to the sound? Like, does it do like something to the high frequencies? And is there a frequency range missing, or a specific phase constellation region? No, I haven't found any of that. But I put on certain music, I think, aha, no, I found, no, this is distorted. And then I put on something else, and wait, that's not there. It's gone. I can't find it. I put on 10 different music with overlapping frequency content, overlapping tonality, overlapping range of what should be reproduced. And I just have to realize that it just gives me such drastically differences, such drastic differences between recordings as I never ever heard with any system. Because even in very high-end systems, if you start feeding it music, even after a few hours, you start to get, this is the character of that system. Now I understand it does something to it. It's like, but when I start and when people start to listen to the voice, everyone's first impression is this is nothing special. And that should be everyone's first reaction to a really great system, that it should not do anything extraordinary. If you hear something extraordinary happening, like, wow, the highs are super extended, you get that impression because the highs are turned jacked up. If you have like a plus 6 dB boost at the end of the highs, then that's what you immediately will notice, that these speakers are super extended. But listen to it for a month and oh my god, my ears are burned out. I can't even turn them on because it's just doing this to every music. And it's not just that those music which have that super extended highs, they get like, oh my god, tons of it. But no, everything, even if it doesn't have tons of highs, with a specific speaker, it will still have a bunch of them because that speaker adds that extra boost. And these guys, they don't. And I play some music and it appears that, I would need a tweeter because there's not much happening above 12 kilohertz. And then I put on something else. Oh my god, it's like eye-opening. And that's the thing, is that they don't lie. They don't I designed them not to have any coloration, not to color the sound. And so basically my first thing that I noticed with it and what I wanted to share was about the dance music, because dance music is an absolute monumental catastrophic failure on 99% of audiophile systems. And that's why most audiophiles, we are forced to listen to specific music made for audiophiles that does not include any or almost any dance music whatsoever, because it's a complete failure. The system can't do it, and not because it's so great, but because something is terribly lacking. And with these guys, it's not lacking. And that's why I'm making this video, because there's a lot of interest. Many of you are interested in building them or experimenting with them. Like Edward, he has already built his and he's just absolutely blown away. And there's Craig, he's building 2 pairs. and there's many more people who are interested in them. And Snake Oil Audio, he was asking specifically about non-classical music. That is it a worthy avenue to explore non-classical music? And I say absolutely, because since I have them, I've been enjoying non-classical music like I've never enjoyed it before. So now it's 19 minutes and I hit the stop button and we'll go on with ambient music, what I think of ambient music, how it sounds on the wall. So thank you guys. Please like, subscribe, and have an awesome day. Listen to your stereo. Bye bye.